everybody.
Good morning.
So for today's adventure, we are in Jackson County, Kentucky. And I'll just show you like the surrounding area.
The sketch road.
Oh yeah.
Yay, four-wheel drive.
We are basically out in the middle of nowhere. We're on a Forest Service road out in Jackson County, Kentucky. Probably about, I don't know, probably about 30 miles or so outside of Berea. Maybe not that far, but it felt like it went all the back roads that we were on to come here. But the area that I found researching arches in Kentucky, one of the arches that I was looking at, I found really quick that there were 6 other arches very close by. So I'm like, well, it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's like, let's go check the area out and go see if we can go find them all. So one of the arches that we're looking for today is Playhouse, but there's 6 other ones that we're going to go try to find. There's an overlook and some other cool stuff, so stay with us.
We're excited.
Yep, we'll show you when we get up the trail.
Thank you.
So the road that we came in on up to the trailhead for the Playhouse arch and the other arches. Yeah, I mean, coming up the very last part, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you have a 4-wheel drive, because there's some like big ruts and a couple of spots where there's some big holes hidden by mud puddles. So you can park, there's a pull out down on the lower section, but parking down there extends how much you're going to be hiking in to see the arches. So, you know what your vehicle is. So, but if you don't have a 4-wheel drive, I definitely wouldn't make the trek up the hill. I would park down on the lower section, because otherwise you're probably going to get stuck, or you bottom out, one or the other. But so far the trail coming up here, it appears to be an old road bed of some kind. I don't know if it was an old Forest Service road or what it is, but judging from how rutted this is, yeah, not too many vehicles gonna get through here. And right close by to where we parked, where the trailhead starts, there is pretty good ruts and super muddy. So I wasn't gonna take a chance of getting stuck. So I'm like, yeah, I know, I think parking where we did is close enough, and hiking in the rest of the way is the best route. But so far it's not bad. It's an old road bed, so don't know how long it is before we get to all the arches and stuff, but we'll show you when we get there. So one thing about where the Playhouse arch is, even though the hike is not terribly long, it's major elevation changes coming up here. I mean, pretty much from where we parked was a constant hike uphill, but right here we are at the base of the cliff line where everything is at. So we're going to go on in here and we'll show you some stuff, but so far it's looking very, very promising. So we have found the first arch of the day. This is called House Window Arch. You can see like how big the light opening is. It kind of looks like it slid down a little bit, and there's some rocks in there, but the opening is definitely over 3 feet without any question. Yeah, so this has got to be the first one. It's called House Window Arch. Pretty cool. So right up the hill, you'll start seeing cliff line, and we walked around a big section and found this big cave on the way to the next arches that we're looking for. So we're gonna go in here and check it out. It doesn't look like it's super long, but it's pretty cool. There is a sign where some knuckleheads have been here and have spray painted their names on the outside of the cave. But it's still pretty cool. It's pretty neat to see. Man, it looks like it goes back. And it looks like somebody that's a caver could probably go into that passageway right there. But I'm not a caver, so I'm not going to attempt it, but still pretty neat. So some skinny guy could probably crawl in there, but I'm not doing it. But this is the end. Wow. This is what the inside of the cave looks like. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we bypassed the one arch that we're looking for because we came up to the base of this cliff line and we have found, so this second arch that I'm looking at, this is the opening to Mouse House Arch. I'll go back in there in just a second and show you that. And this right here is Playhouse Arch. It's pretty good size. I'm going to get the measuring tape out and measure this and find out what the actual size is on this thing. I would guess probably about 7 or 8 feet tall and I don't know, probably maybe 12 feet across, something like that. But pretty neat, pretty good size arch. So we just crawled through that little slot right there. If you kind of look at it from this angle, the opening kind of looks like the shape of Kentucky, sort of. But coming through that opening, you come through to this second arch. Now, I don't know if this one is considered Playhouse. I don't have enough information as far as which one is which. I know that there is supposed to be Playhouse and Mouse House. Now there's like a little tiny pillar arch that's like down here, down in the corner. And it's got like a little window. But that thing does not appear to be 3 feet across. So I don't know if that's a true arch or not. But if not, it's like, I mean, you've got this huge opening here. And it connects there to the secondary opening on the other side. So I think it's like an arch separated between this window and this is the second portion of it. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that it's supposed to be Playhouse and Mouse House like right here, but whatever it is,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty damn cool. And you can kind of see, so we're up in the cliff wall right now. And just to kind of show you, yeah, there's the edge. But it was pretty easy to get up here because we found like a trail going up. So we just kind of followed the trail that everybody else had been on in some time. And we did see inside this arch, somebody has clearly been camping in here because there's signs of an old campfire and also a metal grate where they've clearly been cooking food. So that's a good way to ruin the arch. And I just kind of noticed that right up here, there's like a little pinhole window right here in the base of the rock that goes all the way through. So who knows? Over time, this thing could get a lot bigger or have other arches in it. But as of today, you got Playhouse and Mouse House right here. And thank God that we have a beautiful day so you can kind of see like the world's best picture frame because
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's totally amazing. where we came up the hill to find Playhouse and Mouse House Arch. We set our packs down, and I knew like along this cliff line was another little pillar arch. So we came down, and and it was really like right around the corner from where we were. This is Grand Piano Leg Arch. And yeah, its opening is really big. So it's definitely an arch. Pretty neat. And I love the curvature on that. Definitely looks like a piano leg. Pretty wild. So as we're on our way to the last couple of arches, we noticed like up in the cliff line that there's all this pink sandstone up there. And we're just basically walking right along the ridge line on the way to the next two arches. But this hike is, man, can't recommend this one enough. It's super cool. Getting up to those last group of arches that we went to. If you're scared of heights, it might not be for you, but I think anybody can do it. Just gotta make the attempt, and you'll be rewarded for the effort because it's really cool. But this terrain here it's just insane how cool it is. I mean, what a fantastic hike. And look right here, what we have found. That right there is Pretty House Arch. We're gonna make our way up to it. How cool. So we walked around the trail looking for a couple of arches that probably aren't visited very often, but these arches were found by D-Rob. And if you've ever been on YouTube and ever seen his videos, he has some fantastic hiking videos. In fact, he was a major inspiration for us to get out and start hiking and check a bunch of different places out that we would never be comfortable going with. But this arch, this is called Outhouse Arch, and there's a secondary arch that is right here that is kind of like in the top of the roof. That is Outhouse Arch number 2. You can see the light through it right there. And that's a much skinnier arch, but 2 arches in one place. Pretty cool. So Jeannie saw it first. It's like she crawled through Outhouse Arch, and on the other side there's a pretty good shelf with that you could easily walk along, and she came down around the edge of the shelf, and bam, our biggest arch of the day, the rock star that we came looking for. This is Pretty House Arch, and my goodness, it's really cool. And kind of like where I'm standing, if you look how the rock is formed, it kind of has like the shape of a fish. You can kind of see like the tail here in the back looking to the left. Pretty neat. But thank God for a beautiful sunny day where it just makes the perfect picture frame. What a fantastic arch. So fortunately, some people have been here and they have left their mark. So please, if you visit these beautiful features, no matter where you're at, leave no trace. Don't be like Frank Howard. Thanks, Frank. We didn't really need your name, but hey, at least the arch is really cool. Just leave your spray paint at home. This is one last look at Pretty House Arch. So awesome. So we came around the base of Outhouse Arch and we found a trail up and over. So we are climbing along the top of this cliff wall. So it's my understanding that there's an overlook down the way here. So we're gonna work our way. It's a pretty worn user trail up here. So clearly people have been up here clearly it's been used. It was a little scramble getting up. Kind of sketchy, but not too bad. I mean, feel like we've been doing scrambles a lot lately, so this one seemed pretty easy compared to some of the other ones. But we'll show you the overlook when we get there. So this is one of the overlooks up close to Pretty House Arch. And the amazing thing of it is like there's still quite a bit of color in the hills. Quite a bit of orange left. It's like you can see back over the way. It's got quite a bit of sun glare coming in right there, but yeah, you can see quite a bit of color. It's absolutely beautiful up here. Absolutely stunning. So, I don't know about you, but I can't think of another better overlook or better view anywhere. Well, there's quite a few. I mean, there's quite a few in McCreary and quite a few in Red River Gorge, but this one is fantastic. And I don't even think it has a name. Now, it also has like a split where there's like a second piece that you can get out on. But right there where you see that little shadow of the wall, that's a crack, and it goes straight down probably a couple 100 feet. So yeah, we're not going to go to that other side, and we're not going to be crazy. But I know other people have jumped over there and have gotten over there, but yep, not us. We'll keep our feet where we're safe, but this view is absolutely spectacular. Yeah, you have to be here to appreciate it. So we've come to this conclusion that this overlook up here, it reminds us a lot of the Pinnacles in Berea. And ironically, we're really not that far outside of Berea. I don't know, maybe 30 miles or so, maybe not quite that far. The only major difference is that there's 7 arches built into this canyon where this outlook is. So just a beautiful day. Fantastic overlooks and amazing arches all in one spot. You can't really ask for much more. Okay, so did want to show you this part. So in order to get to these overlooks, on the very back side of this canyon, there's a small scramble up, and it's not too bad. I mean, it's like we've done worse. And you kind of follow this path along, and where Jeannie's at right now, she is walking over the top of Outhouse Arch. So that's kind of the way up. If you're scared of heights, this is kind of like what it looks like. You know, you got straight drops down from both sides. It's like kind of like going down this backbone kind of finger ridge. But you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's certainly worth what it takes to get up here. Hey everybody.
Hi.
So we just got done with our hike. It was 2.17 miles, and that's basically from my truck up to the outlook point. That was pretty much so pretty much when you do this hike, you go to the far left end of the ridge, where that's where most of the arches are, and then you ascend on top and then work your way back to the opposite end of the ridge, and that's where all the overlooks are. So
kind of like a spine. I don't know. It was a backbone.
Yeah, like a backbone, something. But it was awesome. I mean, so when I first started researching this, it's like I didn't tell Jeannie anything because I didn't want her to know. I wanted her to be surprised. I mean, and 7 arches, a cave, and amazing overlooks. I mean, what could you want?
Oh, it was and beautiful weather, 60 degrees, sunny. Like it was beautiful.
And it's probably like the last day that we're going to have like that temperature like this for probably for quite some time, because it looks like the upcoming temperatures are going to start dropping down in the 30s. So glad we could get out and take advantage of the sunshine today. And man, I can't recommend this hike enough, man.
It's short. I mean, although you got to be okay with heights, and it's uphill most of the way there, but it's only 2.1 miles. I mean, it was hardly anything, but it was so worth it. It was gorgeous. It's like another world.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the landscape is just, once you get up there, you're just like blown away. It's just awesome.
It's speechless.
Yeah, but that's going to do it for today's adventure. And as always, get out and hike. We hope you enjoyed our video. And if you do, please give us a like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everybody.